and welcome to Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. I am Frank.
And I'm Peter.
And today we're going to be talking about Elliot Page.
Oh, Elliot
fantastic
Page.
actor. Yeah, he's kind of cool.
Very good.
Really cool stuff. But before
I
we do
got a
that,
question.
apparently he's got a question. So let's,
okay. We have seen a lot of movies in our day.
Yes, we have.
And
that's
I'm
our motto.
Sure
it's too big for the shirt.
I'm sure that there is at least one thing, possibly a few things, that are in movies, they occur in movies that just kind of bug you a little bit. Movie pet peeves,
like a little
we'll
pet
call
peeve.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, these
All
things
right.
creep up in a movie, and it could just be something in the
right.
whatever. But
I
you
got
know,
you.
because there are pet
Oh,
peeves
yeah,
that
God,
we
most
got.
definitely.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
most definitely.
we'll think about
We'll
that
do
one.
All right,
we'll
cool.
come back to that.
All right, yeah, I can do that.
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page, yes. I'll start this off.
Yeah, why don't you start off?
I am going to go with. I'm going to go with. I'm going to start with Juno.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Exactly.
Fantastic portrayal. Great writing, great direction.
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
in it is
Yes.
fantastic. It got a lot of crap early on because it's just like, teenagers don't talk like this. But so what? I mean, honestly,
Right.
it was really, really fun.
It's real emotions too, so it doesn't matter if the words line up perfectly all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I know some snarky teenagers.
Oh,
you
definitely.
know, so
Once in a while,
I felt
I think
perfectly,
you could have somebody.
I felt perfectly fine. Come on, there have been enough sitcoms and TV shows where you got that, you know, Rudy Huxtable, you know, funny person. That,
Oh, yeah.
This kid who's going to say something way beyond their years. So
Yeah.
I think that you need with Juno to get beyond that.
Yeah, I didn't have trouble
sort of
with that
look at the bigger story,
Yeah.
and here's this high school kid who's pregnant,
Yeah.
and there are decisions to be made and
Yeah.
families to sort of worry about, and then you've got that whole little sort of parallel story with Jason Bateman, and you know he's going through his.
Jennifer Garner.
Do I want to be a dad? Do I not want to be a dad?
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and it's a great, again, the screenplay by Diablo Cody. It's I think it's great. I love it, and I think that Juno's character saying those lines is fun and heartfelt.
Yeah.
The fun snarky stuff, the super cool hip stuff, as well as like the touching stuff and the conversations with, you know, her parents and her
it's
stepmom.
real stuff.
Yeah. So with Allison Janney as your stepmom, you know, some of their moments are really, really, God, I hate to say really, really real, but they're touching and they're poignant. And I think the writing in those scenes and the acting in those scenes is so fantastic, but it gets overshadowed by the fact that Juno is so hip and funny, and you know gets you know a bottle of Sunny D to go pee to take the pregnancy test, and Rainn Wilson's all you forget about all these great people in this.
He's got a great little role there and some great lines.
Yeah, and it's jaunty and fun, but I think that jaunty, fun stuff overshadows some of the real, like, moments that happen in that movie.
Oh, definitely.
So, it's great. I think it's one of Michael Cera's better roles.
I was about to say, I think Michael Cera. I don't want to say gets down. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not going to say like he gets marked down sometimes in the big, scorebook, but I think he definitely had a place for sure, and that's a wonderful
Yeah,
for him.
but it's great because it is sort of symbolic of his participation in both the the sex act, where Allison Janney is just like, well, that wasn't his idea. It's so funny. So
No.
I love that performance. I think it's so great,
Yeah.
and it shows real fantastic acting chops on the part of Elliot Page.
Yeah.
And going back a movie, so my second choice, sort of stepping back
Sure.
from that, just to show
Yeah.
contrast, is Hard Candy. Now, when that came out, I was really sort of like, oh, I know exactly what this movie's going to be. I don't need to see this movie. And it was so, and just sort of preparing for this, I'm like, you know what? Let's
I'll revisit.
Holy crap!
That's a tough one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Haley's got Jeff, and she turns from being this little teenage girl who's all flirty and stuff, and is just like, now just the change in the face and the eyes, it just gets chilling. I sat there watching, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And it's such a contrast to Juno. And but it's such a, and I really thought that at some point through this movie it was going to turn into these two just sort of, fighting in that typical, kind of like, he's gonna break free,
right?
And is he gonna,
he's got the upper hand? No, she does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be this weird cat and mouse thing.
Yeah.
When it really is, I really, spoiler, I really thought that, oh my God, this castration is happening. Like, holy crap, holy crap.
Even the very end, like, I didn't think it was going to be that ending.
Yeah, and I like the way they didn't spoon feed you the ending. They didn't show flashbacks. They didn't, and it didn't do that whole, I'm really 20 and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, no, Haley's a 14-year-old girl who roped this dude in, and she did it before with the other dude. So it's like Haley's on a mission.
Yeah.
And so well acted, because it really could have been just stereotypical, over the top, psycho female teenage girl against this predator guy. Because right up until things kind of, you find out more stuff, it's just like, this guy really should not have been flirting with this 14-year-old girl.
Right.
This guy really should not have had that stuff that he had in his safe. But to find out that he does indeed have something to do with that, that other missing teenage girl, it's, wow, that's just, it's really nicely layered, and it doesn't get into stereotype or tropes or anything. Yeah. It's a really well made film, well acted by everybody. And the one thing that I didn't really like, is where, obviously you've seen the movie, right? There's a part where she goes outside and goes up on the roof, and it seems like the only reason that she goes on the roof is to give the neighbor something to see and reference when she comes over to, deliver the Girl Scout cookies. And Haley's just, she asks Haley, oh, you're on the roof, is everything okay? And Haley has to spin these lies.
Right, she has to cover up.
So, but I actually went back, I'm like, why did she go on the roof? Like, why? So, and all it did was, it's just a oddly contrived plot mover thing that could have been done differently. There's no reason to go up on the roof. If you had Haley go up on the roof and do something with the ropes that happened later, then it's like, oh, that's why she was on the roof, and you could extrapolate that. But at the time, you didn't see that she had a reason to be up on the roof. Yeah. You're just like, and So anyway, Hard Candy. Absolutely,
good movie.
Absolutely loved it.
It is tough to take.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
I mean, it still has the premise, the basic premise is somebody taking the law into their own hands. And you know what I mean? Which is always a little scary. It doesn't play well all the time. But even if the person is wrong, even if the villain, it really is a villain, is
the vigilante,
wrong, and the vigilante is the correct person doing the correct things, you still say, well, they're still working outside the law. They're still doing stuff on their own. But yeah, that's a good one. And it's tough, but it's a good one.
The next one for me, for him, would be, and I know that we don't do this too often, but I'm gonna dip into TV on the Netflix show.
Oh, okay.
Umbrella Academy, because his portrayal as Vanya, and I know you don't know the show.
I don't know the show.
It's the premise of the show is that a whole bunch of years ago, a whole bunch of kids got special powers, and this dude took them in and raised them to be like superheroes. And then, and he's super cruel, and it's this whole weird thing. And Vanya was always sort of left out of it because it didn't look like Vanya had any special powers. But then you find out that, Vanya's got some powers. But Vanya is also, Vanya's like a world-class cellist, violinist, I'm sorry. And so you see, that, she's kind of, unsure about how to, about pursuing that and all that. So she auditions and so the violin playing, comes into it a little bit. And a lot of it has to do with her the confidence and her sort of coming to some understanding about her sexuality. So there's all this stuff tied up in Vanya, and she's a great character. And it's just like there's and she's just like so sort of wrapped up so tightly, and the powers that the adopted father was trying to control just really come out, and it's just this struggle, and you can see through the whole first and a good part of the second season that Vanya's just like ready to just fucking explode. And at one point Vanya explodes, and it's just being so tightly wound, but it not falling into like either parody or stereotype, and really eliciting some sympathy and really being on Vanya's side. It's just a fantastic performance. I'm so excited to see what happens with Vanya.
It's still going on, right?
Yeah, they're going to do a season 3. I think the production is season 3, COVID and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Fantastic show. I would strongly recommend it. It's really, really great. It's a
so we get
nice,
2 seasons under our belt.
It's a nice take on kind of superhero stuff. So really, really a great performance with that. And I look forward to seeing Elliot Page doing more and more stuff. So I would love to see. I know that at one point I said that I would love to see. Oh my God! Oh, I just totally blanked on her name. The one from The Accountant. Oh my God! Why am I blanking on her name? I'm looking at her face.
Yeah, so I'm looking at her face too.
Yeah,
they actually have the same stature. They're both very short.
Well, yeah, and I'm
Anna Kendrick.
Thank you, Anna Kendrick.
Man.
Oh my God! Total brain freeze, right? And I'm seeing her face, and we did a show. Anywho, but Elliot Page would also make a fantastic Robin in like a Dark Knight Returns kind of thing. If you don't know that book, it's a later
I do know that it's
So fantastic. So that's my quick and dirty take on Elliot Page.
And to be
just
honest,
so talented.
To be
so
honest
much good stuff.
with Elliot Page, he actually has played, superhero on the big screen.
Oh yeah, with Rainn Wilson. I think was it Rainn Wilson?
No, but with the X-Men.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Kitty Pryde. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, Kitty Pryde. Yeah, the X-Men movies.
No.
Weird.
I'm not picking that.
Mess.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
but he does
Yeah.
have experience.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
all right. So
I forgot about the other one though, the Rainn Wilson
Yeah.
one. What is that one?
I think it's just called
Super?
Super.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Before Peter Prattle's on, I'm just going to
Yeah.
remind you that we do this shows up as a podcast too, so you can find that, and also just remember to like and subscribe
Please
and follow
do.
us on Instagram and on Facebook and all that stuff.
And our podcast is exactly what we get here. It's the entire
They
audio
know
content.
that. We don't add any stuff to that.
No, we actually
There's
don't.
really not that much to add.
Nah, that's true.
What we say is what we say. What you
Ours
see is what you get.
All right, Elliot Page. Wonderful, and I'm gonna start off. My first pick was Juno.
Okay.
I love the movie, but that character.
Yeah.
And actually the supporting cast, wonderful all the way through, and it's great to follow the stuff because we mentioned a little bit the feelings, the emotions, all of that stuff, still rings true. Whether or not you go, does a kid talk like that? Well, sometimes they do talk like that. They definitely think like this, and feel like this,
Right.
because they're just regular human emotions,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful on everybody's part there. I love that relationship that she has with her father, love it with her stepmother, and I love her relationship with the new couple.
So let me ask you this, though.
But the Michael Cera
with
character too, I
with
like that.
the Jason
that relationship.
Bateman character.
Yeah.
So, and I've had this debate with other people. Do you think that like his sort of spending time with Juno,
Yeah.
does it get into like? Do you think that that's helping him realize that there's stuff that he still wants to do and doesn't want to be a dad? Do you think it's because like this attention that he's getting from this teenager? Does that? Do you think his enjoying that attention is just sort of reawakening stuff in him, or does it drift into him being interested sexually?
I know what you're
So
getting at.
I go back and forth, but I think I finally land on it's that attention
It's
is
the-
sort of bringing him back into his youth,
Yes.
but not necessarily crossing a line.
I'm at that point too. I think it's the attention that he's getting, which kind of reinvigorates these juices for his youth in this other time
Right.
in his life, where he definitely feels he's going to be missing out for sure if he becomes a dad.
Right.
At least his thinking of it is going to be. Yeah, I know what you mean, because there is a fine line there, and it's like, is he going? Is this the direction his brain and his heart are going? I don't.
Yeah, because I remember when it came out. There was
Yes.
all this stuff. It was like, oh, she's gonna go all hard candy on him, and all that. And but I don't. And I've watched.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie, 1,000 times, and I've watched that dynamic
Yes.
specifically for that to see, where I think that character's going, and I don't think it's that.
I don't think it is either. Whether or not we're holding out hope. Oh, come on, Jason, you're a better man than this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or is that something that we're doing? I don't know, but yeah, I don't think it's quite there.
I don't think it is either. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
hijacked
because
your
it's
chat.
it's something to talk
Yeah.
about, because it's
Yeah,
part
it's
of
an
her
element, yeah.
character in the movie,
Yeah.
or part of the characterizations within the movie. But it's just wonderful, and I like her relationship with so many people in the movie, including the Michael Cera character. And the thing is, his emotions and feelings are real. He's the one whether or not he has enough, fortitude to like mention it all the time or to like be bringing it up all the time. He's the one who has never really kind of forgotten or gotten past the fact that no, he really does love this girl.
Yeah.
And she, I think, feels the same way, but she doesn't want to talk about it too much. She doesn't want to give him too much satisfaction about that part either. Like, oh yeah, but she definitely does have this relationship with him. She just doesn't need
because
to like be like, hanging on it like he does. He's still,
But it's also one of those things where it's just like they've got a good relationship and a good
they're friends
friendship,
for sure. Definitely good friends.
And this little hiccup in their relationship with it, adding that element. But then by the end of it, they're just like, it's sort of like this, like a year later, it's like, wow.
Right.
So that happened, and it would be really interesting to see what happens with those two characters 5 years later after they've been through college. What happens with that friendship or that relationship, or does it blossom, or do they go their separate ways? Because they're two really kind of interesting characters.
Yeah. So I love that one. And Elliot Page in that movie's, I don't know, about 20 years old maybe.
No.
I'm talking as the actor.
Probably, let's see.
I don't mean what they're portraying.
17 when they were doing Hard Candy. So that was a couple. So maybe 20-ish.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just about that.
So that was it was like a couple of years. So probably around that. He's
got a great presence on camera where he can do a lot at a young age, and it's just a great thing. And yes, he had some movies before that. Hard Candy definitely. There's a couple of the little ones, but if you didn't see Hard Candy, that world opened up with Juno. Then everybody was aware.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was one of those things. So love Juno. I actually had another one in mind, and you know what? You've convinced me, because it was my number 4 one, and I was trying to judge which way we're going to go, but I will make a little switch. And Hard Candy, it's a good one.
It's so intense.
Oh, very
such an
intense,
intense
very
performance.
Intense. And it's because she's I'm sorry, Haley's she's able to like switch the emotions, and so you see it. You see it on Haley's face.
Haley shifts gears from being this fun, kind of flirty 14-year-old to, all right, Jeff, it's about to get pretty real.
So for Elliot Page, now we'll say like maybe a year or two younger now, so I don't know, 18 or so, or however.
Oh no, he was 17.
He was
shooting.
17 in that movie shooting.
Yeah.
So
17 playing 14.
Yes, yeah. So that's just tremendous, and you see it. It's also like a physical act, It's not. It's there. You see it on the face.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. And then, as we said, it's dark. It can be tough to take, but it's definitely one worth seeing.
But I love those
maybe
movies
only
because,
once for some people, but
neither of them are right. What she's doing, is
it's not black and white at
right.
all.
It's I mean, it may be morally right, but
exactly,
what's justice in this case, and it's just like, well, you're going about me, because it would be very easy at one point for her to just go, oh, all right, fine. I lured this guy, and he was flirting with me on the internet, and look at the stuff I discovered. Here you go, police, take him, and his life is over.
Yeah.
And that might have been enough for everybody. But so she's wrong. You have no sympathy for really either of them in a way.
No.
Because
Yeah,
like,
correct.
dude, what Jeff did was wrong, but what Haley's doing is also wrong.
Yeah.
So it's two wrongs, make a right. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
And
So-
I liked that it was well done, well written.
Yeah.
And like I said, I wasn't the ending of that. I wasn't really expecting that.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect.
Yeah, and it wasn't such an outlandish, crazy, like, here's a bunch of information that connects some dots. It was just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so there
And then-
are some layers here.
And
We
then,
didn't have
as,
to get
as you said,
spoon-fed.
it wasn't like the weird, struggle back and forth.
Yeah,
It's
like,
like,
oh, we're gonna
whoa,
see
I got
this.
the gun now.
Yeah.
Whoa, look, I got it back from
Right.
you.
So-
It's not like, ooh, crap, this person's in charge now. No, this one's got the upper hand.
right. Yeah.
It wasn't like that one. So that one's a good one. I like that one a lot. It's a good performance. My third pick for Elliot Page would be one that I found to be a little different still, and from Rome with Love. Don't know it. Or is it To Rome with Love? I think it'd be To Rome. Anyway, it's a Woody Allen one. It's I couldn't tell you, 10 years ago
Yeah.
maybe. But
You always got to find a Woody Allen movie, don't you?
I have to stick them in there somewhere. Really? I can't tell you the last time I mentioned a Woody Allen.
It's been a while. Just a jerk.
But it's interesting in this one because that movie is four. It's got four different movies going on,
Okay.
kind of thing. And
Do they all connect at some point?
is there a connection?
Or did he
Other
just
than
write?
the fact that it's just like a love letter to Rome,
Yeah.
and so they take place.
Woody Allen had four stories.
Yeah, I
None
got
of-
some short
none
stories.
of which-
I gotta fit
None
them in there.
of these are a movie. I'll just put them together.
Works for me. So it's one where Jesse Eisenberg, Greta Gerwig,
Oh yeah.
Elliot Page, Alec Baldwin. is the other one.
Okay. This sounds kind of familiar.
And so the Alec Baldwin character, we don't really know. We don't really know if the Alec Baldwin character is physically there or not. He's in the scene, but does he exist? We're not sure. We don't know if the other three exist, or is the Alec Baldwin the one that exists, because he's like commentating on it. You know what I mean? He's
Okay.
commentating on the scene.
Yeah, I kind of
So
remember this movie.
He's got the ear of Jesse Eisenberg, and he's saying, "Hey kid, I spent a year in Rome too when I was just about your age," and so he's made mistakes or had experiences, and he's trying to share them with him. So Jesse Eisenberg has a living girlfriend. They aren't married. They're boyfriend girlfriend. The Greta Gerwig character.
Yeah. Where does Elliot Page?
But Greta's character, whose name I'm not going to remember, Sally maybe, but she's saying, "Oh, my best friend. I've got my best friend broke up with her boyfriend, and she's going to be coming to spend the rest of the summer with us." And her name is Monica, played by Elliot Page. And but what's interesting is the lead up. So she's telling Jesse Eisenberg about her friend.
Yeah.
Jesse hasn't met her yet, and she's like, "Oh, you can hardly wait to meet Monica. Boy, and go crazy for her. She's got this sexual dynamism, and all this stuff. And she's talking her up, and he's like, "Oh, that sounds good. Oh, but she's crazy. She's neurotic." And he's there. "Oh, that sounds great. I'll finally get to meet her." And then the Alec Baldwin character's there in the room. He's like, "Kid, what are you doing?" He goes, "It's a recipe for disaster." He's like, "What are you talking about? She's her friend." She goes, "You heard her. She's crazy. She's sexy. She's all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And she's a flirt, which is one of the other things." And he's like, "She's just a friend. Is that going to..." And he goes, "Oh, you're asking for it. You know what I mean? This is the worst mistake you could make." And so this Monica character, played by Elliot Page, is there. And it's not how you would normally picture, Elliot Page to be or to play, but she is a flirt. She's manipulative.
Really?
Yeah, she's kind of got a way about. She kind of has a way about her where she kind of spreads some hints and clues with knowledge just to try to ingratiate herself all the time and stuff.
All right.
Now, whether or not she's really trying to entice him, or if it's just this sort of thing, it's
interesting.
So it's a different character. It's a different character.
Yeah. No, I vaguely, there's a small part of my brain.
It's not one of his bigger movies.
Yeah.
So,
No, but I have to check that out. I'll check that out instead of what was we? It was another movie that we talked about recently. Oh, when we talked about Vin Diesel, Strays.
Oh, the Vin Diesel episode.
Before I do that, yeah. So, So, all right, cool. Wow.
So,
all right.
That's what I got.
All right, great.
And the other thing is with Elliot Page is that when I don't know 8-10 months, obviously he's been dealing with it a lot longer, but that's when we'll say 10 months ago or so he officially came out as trans and changed his name, and so it'll be interesting to see where his career goes from this point. Obviously, he himself is comfortable with this decision and didn't just So it'll be interesting though to see how Hollywood responds and what kind
Hollywood
of roles.
seems to be pretty.
No, but I mean, what kind of roles is he going to be getting? What kind of roles is he looking for? Which is another thing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
So it'll be interesting to see that.
Yeah. So cool. All right, hey, let's recap.
Oh boy.
I still remember yours. You had To Rome with Love and Hard Candy and Juno.
Yeah, very good.
See, because we
overlap on two.
And
you had Juno and the other one we agreed on, Hard Candy, and you had
it's unfair. It's a TV show. It's on Netflix.
Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So, folks, check out the podcast. Check out Facebook and Instagram. Check out
that podcast.
And remember to like and subscribe if you would.
Do. Frank's got a little bit of merch there.
So,
if you see anything you like.
So no, there was a question.
That's right. I just wanted to eat some popcorn. I was in a rush. Apparently, I'm in a rush.
You asked me about movie pet peeves.
I did.
All right. I do have a pet peeve.
Movie pet peeves.
There's the usual, pet peeves that I don't really count as pet peeves because they're just, it's just storytelling. People, you see these lists every now and again.
What do you mean?
Well, every now and again you'll see a list of, things people hate in movies. Just there's always a big, huge breakfast laid out and nobody eats it. Or, you never see people go to the bathroom. There's always a parking space. It's just
the parking space is
it's
definitely
a freaking movie, guys. It's not a documentary. Shut up. But I think that one of the things that bothers me is when a story kind of gets lazy with, oh, we've got the hero and we've got the hero's significant other, and oh, let's put that significant other in jeopardy. So now it's like, oh God, you know what? And it usually happens in movies that are stereotypical
to begin with,
action movies or something like that. So it's just like, I mean, like, you used to be able to make that joke when, like, a million years ago. It's just like, oh, Miami Vice, you're Don Johnson's girlfriend, you're gonna die.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's just one of those things, just like, oh, you're Mel Gibson's girlfriend in Lethal Weapon, you're gonna die. Or your best case scenario is you're gonna get kidnapped and like tied to a pipe in a warehouse somewhere. So things like that, where people who are obviously gonna make it to the end are put in these weird Jeopardy things.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm really glad, and yeah, it was part of the comics, but it was nice to see that they actually did it on screen, was when Gwen Stacy died in that Spider-Man movie. I remember seeing that with my daughter, and she was just like, she's dead?
She's dead, yeah. I'm like, what? It's over?
I'm like, yeah, dude. She's like, but she's like Spider-Man's girlfriend. I'm like, yeah. She's like, does she come back in another? I'm like,
is there a voodoo episode that we're going to get later?
She dies. This is it. She's like, yeah, all due respect. And I think that she was like maybe 12 or 13 at the time. She's like, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but holy shit. I'm like, right? So, but yeah, so that's why I think that things like Game of Thrones, where they were just like, yeah, don't get attached to anybody because we could kill anybody. We could kill a whole bunch of anybody's at any time. A whole
bunch of anybody's.
Seriously. Yeah. And it was refreshing. And that's what made the show so fun to watch, because you don't know who's going to die or who's, and it was great. And I thought it was brave storytelling. So stuff like that, like, oh my God, every 12th episode of House.
It's awfully convenient.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, House got the disease. What's going to happen? Are they going to, is the team going to figure it out without him?
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Because, oh, wow, yeah, they let House die. Fantastic. So when it's stuff like that, I'm always just like, kill him. I'm watching.
Why are you hanging on to this person? Like, why are you keeping the hostage?
Yeah,
You don't
I'm watching a show on Apple TV now called For All Mankind, and it's sort of like this alternative history of the space program, and people die, and like pretty people that you would think are gonna like be pretty main characters, just like, oh, they're dead. And there was one death that I was just like, no, they're not going to do it. Because there was a part of me that's just like this thing. And the show was new enough that I don't want to spoil things. But there was just like, oh my God, wouldn't it be interesting if this person died? And then it's just like, oh my God, oh no way. And they did it. And I'm like, holy crap. And I was so excited for this person to die. It was just like,
because it's actually refreshing.
Because it is refreshing. So that would probably be my biggest pet peeve. Yeah. Like senseless jeopardy, is my thing. I don't care. You don't see someone going to the bathroom, or that there's always a place to park, or that the news is always on that one part. I mean, that's just that's like storytelling. That's just storytelling. Life
is helping.
Yeah, life is boring, folks. And the reason we watch movies is because we want to get to the good stuff. We want to see interesting stories. So people going to the bathroom is not interesting. There's websites for that, if that's your thing. So from what I hear. So don't get a T-shirt from them. Don't get a T-shirt from them. Oh. So anyway, what's yours? What do you got?
That
was quite a long rant.
No. Because I do spend a lot of time driving, the one that bugs me is the parking space does bother me sometimes. But the one that really bugs me, and yeah, it's a product of a small mind, I'll be honest. Why does this bother me? I understand it's a movie or it's TV. Yeah. I get it. But when two people are sitting in the car and one of them is driving, but they both spend the same amount of time just talking to each other like this one, you can still get the point across by having one character who's driving at least be looking straight ahead while they're talking. Like, I get the fact that one person, their natural inclination is to be looking, but the other one's got a more important job at that moment.
Yeah, no,
I get the talking part. You know, you kind of make that connection by looking. I get that part, but
yeah, a director really should be a little bit more aware.
I mean, I understand
that,
what they're doing, but it does throw me off. I'll be like, I can't do that.
If it is a conversation that needs that intense,
well, then don't have it in the car. Then don't set it there.
Just put the car in a little bit of traffic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if they're having this conversation while they're driving, stop at a light. And it's just like, look, this is what I'm blah, 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 blah. And have the driver do that. And then it's just, and then
I know, it fits.
No, but I blame,
I
blame direction on that. Because then it can be a very sort of like punctuating moment when the driver is just like, and gets back to gets back to driving, because any conversation that you're having, and whether it is that someone's driving, if someone kind of turns away from you, that sends a message in the conversation.
It does.
Because if it is this important and I really want to engage with you, I'm going to pull over.
I'll be honest,
pull over, or we're going to talk about this
now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this when I get home.
If I get that one, I pull over. It is, and sometimes as difficult it is, if it's that important, I still pull over. I'll say, I gotta like deal with this right now. You know what I mean? And I find a way to pull over if I have to. No, I'm
pull over. I won't text and drive. No, don't text and drive.
Oh my goodness. The other pet, I do have another pet peeve, and we see it on TV and movies. It doesn't matter. It's the wonderful. That beautiful house, that beautiful apartment. Yeah. And you're like, this is a really nice house. There is no way this person could ever afford this house. Who's got this beautiful 1910 American craftsman home, and it's like, it's just there, and it's some schmuck who's like, I don't know, got a job at the video store.
See, that to me is the same.
It just drives me crazy.
That to me is the same as like the parking space thing. Or that. It's just
it doesn't fit in with the story sometimes. You're just like, well, why are you doing this? Are you just showing off what a great?
Not everybody needs like the little Travis Bickle squall.
Hey, come on. Are you talking to me? You talking to me? What? I don't have a problem with that squall.
That's a good one. Who do we got next?
I don't know.
Probably my other pet peeve, Ethan Hawke. It's not going to happen. There are no Ethan Hawke things. Here, you think.
Oh, that's what you think. Look at that one.
That one just jumped right out.
Hang on. I'm not going for that. Why? I have no idea.
Why not? That was.
I don't know.
Would have been lucky.
Okay.
All right.
It's not Ethan Hawke.
There are no Ethan Hawke things.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, that'll be fun. All right, cool.
No, don't put it back in. Yeah.
All right, folks. Hey, thanks for watching and listening and checking us out on Facebook and Instagram. And grab the podcast. Do that at the gym. So that's it for Ticket Subs and Popcorn today. I am Frank.
I'm Peter.
All right, we'll see you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.